Okay, I'm going to read a poem that I wrote called Poet in a Picture Frame. Celestial, in all actuality, through divinity we seek. In their eyes they perpetuate a dream. Let me run like your fingers across my flesh, like a poet in a picture frame, coloring the lines outside, pulling an ambience down through the seams, from what we consider elaborate dreams. They expose the frame. It crumbles under an awakened gaze. The truth has lit the candle flame. I wrote this poem a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, and I was just inspired from a lot of research I've been doing about metaphysical concepts and awakening and ascension. You see, when you start researching the metaphysical, you begin to realize that there are a lot of things about reality that you're not taught in your everyday life, like how we are divine spiritual beings capable of immense gifts. This is suppressed in society. Knowledge is kept from us so we won't access our powers as divine beings. But when you start to awaken, you basically wake up from this dream and you realize that there's so much more to reality and existence than you've been told. So I wrote this poem to reflect that, like a poet in a picture frame, because that's what I felt I was. And the ambience coming down through the seams is the knowledge coming through, bleeding through into my everyday reality. And they expose the frame. It crumbles under an awakened gaze. The truth has lit the candle flame. Meaning that being in a frame, a picture frame, we're boxed in. So when that frame is exposed to you in reality, and you realize it's there, it begins to crumble and you become free. The truth has lit the candle flame. The truth has exposed and brought light. So that is one of my favorite poems that I wrote, and it has a lot of symbolic meaning about spiritual things. Because I am a truth seeker, and I am Gnostic. I really believe in Gnosis, which is divine knowledge, direct experience of God. We all have a God spark within us, and when we cultivate this, we bring out that luminous being that is inside of us. You see, for Gnostics, resurrection is not dying and then being brought back to life. You have to receive resurrection in the life in order to be able to ascend. You see, when you're alive, you have to awaken yourself. That is what it means to be resurrected, because when you are not spiritually alive, you are considered dead. Even if you are walking around in this flesh, if you're not spiritually alive, you're dead, and you will keep dying and being born and reborn into the cycle of birth and rebirth. But once you awaken in your life to the divine knowledge of Gnosis, then you can be resurrected and finally leave the cycle of death and rebirth. Right? Well, that is the story of my poem, Poet in a Picture Frame. I hope you guys like it.